Hi, my name is David Kern with Wealthquest, and today we're going to be talking about HSAs, health savings accounts. So health savings accounts, HSAs, were started in 2003, and they were started for individuals who were on a high deductible healthcare plan. The idea was that these people on this high deductible healthcare plan could save money on a pre-tax basis and therefore pay for their medical expenses with dollars that had never been taxed, a little more efficient. So there are parameters put around HSAs. The IRS determines that you cannot fund more than a certain amount into these vehicles per year. For individuals, it's $3,500. In 2019, for families, it's around $7,000. There's an age 55 catch-up that if you're over age 55, the IRS allows you to make an additional $1,000 contribution into that account. The big kicker with the HSAs, though, is that that money has to be used for qualified medical expenses. If it is not, you really get slammed with taxes. So let's say you put money in an HSA and you take it out to go to the movies with your friends. Well, not only are you going to pay ordinary income tax on that distribution, but you're also going to pay a 20% penalty tax on that distribution because it wasn't used to pay for medical expenses. So you want to be careful with the HSA. The good news, these accounts are always yours. It's not like a flexible spending account where you use it or you lose it. It's always yours. So if you have an HSA with your employer and you change jobs, you can take that HSA with you. The other nice advantage of HSAs is that you don't have to leave them in cash. You can actually invest your HSA and let it grow over time. And so typically how people use HSAs is they put money in and then they take money right back out to pay for medical expenses as they come up. There's certainly nothing wrong with that. That's how it was designed. But there's potential for this HSA to be used as the most efficient retirement savings vehicle that a person could have. Let me explain why. So the HSA actually has a triple tax advantage. We talk about Roth IRAs and how wonderful they are for people heading into retirement because Roth IRAs are completely tax-free. Well, an HSA is a little bit better because with a Roth, you don't get a tax deduction on contributions that go into the account and then it grows tax-free. But with an HSA, you do get a tax deduction on contributions that go into the account. And then that money can grow tax deferred, so you don't pay tax on it while it grows if it's invested. And then when you take the money out years down the road for these qualified medical expenses, you get to take the money out completely tax-free as long as it is for a qualified medical expense. So you have this triple tax advantage that you can take advantage of with this long-run view of an HSA. So as we get older, one thing we know is that healthcare expenses typically get higher. And so the power of this HSA allows you to accumulate a bucket of completely tax-free assets that can be used to cover those medical expenses down the road. And it can be a really important part of a financial plan when you get to that stage. You can pay for Medicare, premiums, dental, vision, any qualified medical expense that the IRS has. Now, a couple nuggets for HSAs, kind of as I send you out of here. You can make contributions to an HSA a couple of different ways. You could write a check or deposit money directly from your bank account into an HSA. You still get that pre-tax nature of it. But there really is an advantage of funding your HSA via payroll deductions if you have that option. Because when you fund via payroll deduction, not only do you get the tax deduction, but you also avoid paying Social Security and Medicare taxes on the dollars used to go into your HSA, which is about 7.65%. So it's just a little more tax efficient if you can fund it fully that way. So I would just encourage young families and old families and anyone who has an HSA to fully fund this thing every year. And if you can afford to let that bucket accumulate over time and even invest it over time, that could be a powerful tool for you in retirement.